Check it out. This is SON, aka Mr. Shining on the Negativity from Sun Media and Sun Clothing, and you're listening to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Guess what? Talk radio just got better. Peace.
Good morning. You're going to have to be with me today, Facebook, because I don't know music rights, but
I like the way you comb your hair, and I like the stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that show how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you, you know exactly what to do. You put that fire inside of me and make it more than just a dream.
hey,
You send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you.
woo, invites coming.
Just like you. Just one more time. On my mind every day and every night. My every thought is you. The things you do. Satisfying to me. I must confess it, girl. You send chills up my spine every time I take one look at you. And I like it. With the things you feel. I like the way you comb your hair, and I like those stylish clothes you wear. It's just the little things you do that show how much you really care. Like when I'm all alone with you, you know exactly what to do. You put that fire inside of me and make it more than just a dream. I like it. I want it. Let's I like
Hey, Braylon.
Ooh, I like it.
Hey, we're going to let him hit that one by himself today.
You know I really like it though. I like every little thing you do, the way you comb your hair. It shows how much you really care. Baby, every time I take one look at you, I get you when I like it. And I like it, and I like it, and I like it, and I like it.
Good morning, Zahir. Let's go. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Got a little bit of Jay Esquire this morning. Never ever am I gonna let you go. Your love so everything that I need and more. All right, people, we need to invite, we need to send out, we need to shout out, we need to let hostesses know that we're here. Lady Blue is ready to go. I'm on YouTube. So let's do this. Never ever gonna let you go. Good morning, Bruce. We are about to get it started. I hope y'all ready. It's time, it's time. Are you ready? Countdown, countdown. Here we go. Come on. 5, 4, 8, 3, 2, 1. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. That's right. Let's go. Let's talk right now. Hey, you all tuned into Lady Blue. I am about to do something new, something true. You was always hoping what you planned. I woke up this morning feeling like I want to dance. New day, new blessings. Live, learn lessons, answers, questions. No weapons formed against me shall prosper. Been through the fire, I'm a survivor. Satan even tried us, he didn't prosper. So much going on in the world, it won't stop us. Oh, we got faith. All my prayer warriors pray. This is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Hey, this is what I gotta say. Lady Blue Radio Show is how you start your day. Good morning. Ooh. Then I heard a voice say that, ooh. You can be free. And then that voice said, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Ah. Good morning. All right. Good morning. It's me, it's your girl, it's your fave blogger, Lady Blue, and I am coming at you LIVE live on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Make sure you're joining me on Facebook, on YouTube, on the free app that you have downloaded from WMSKOnlineradio.com. Make sure you're keeping up with us. Join our mailing list for events, shows, all sorts of things going on in the community. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WMSK Online Radio. And make sure you use the hashtag WMSK Grind. In my Wendy Williams voice, how you doing? All right, we are going to get it started this morning as we normally do. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. Be blessed. Don't do nothing illegal. We want to see you tomorrow, okay? If you are celebrating a birth, an anniversary, happy anniversary, happy born day, whatever it is you're celebrating today, do it well, do it legally, and do it the right way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, there have been some things going on in the DMV, in the country, and around the world. So we will get to hot topics, but I do want to talk to you all real quick. Real quick. I have to give a big shout out to all those that have contributed, who have purchased their ticket, and who are boarding the Spirit of Baltimore this Saturday at 11 a.m. for Voyage in Blue, our inaugural benefit cruise, benefiting 50 Shades of Blue, domestic violence awareness, and honoring our dear friend, our marketing guru, Tasha Woodard, on her transplant anniversary. I am so excited. Everybody's shopping for their blue. Everybody's trying to get it together. And I think this is so much fun. I got my blue. I don't know about y'all. I got my blue. Okay. I got my blue and I'm so ready to go. I will be there. I will have all tickets in my hand. I will have all the thank you gifts for everybody. Y'all can take pictures. You can drink. You can do whatever you want to do. But let's have some fun. If you still would like to be a part of Voyage in Blue, you still have an opportunity to get tickets. Yes, you do, but the ticket price has gone up. You had till the 26th to get it at $65. Now it's gone up, and you still have an opportunity to get on. We've already had one space that was donated, and that space was quickly taken, okay? And we want you all to join us. We're going to have fun. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have great food. We're going to be able to view on the deck and hopefully take a group picture. That's what I'm kind of hoping is a group picture. We're going to have Dr. Eric Holmes is going to be on. We're going to have Troy Jones of B6108. We're going to have WMSK on board. We're just going to have a whole bunch representing who they represent. And we're just going to be able to honor survivors, thrivers from abuse, trauma, health conditions, whatever it is. If you celebrate an anniversary, a birthday, whatever it is, and you wish to join us, grab your group and come on. Let's do this, shall we? Let's do this, okay? Other than that, thank you all for joining me, for making this a wonderful inaugural cruise. And I'm sure if Tasha is listening, she is just tickled that you all have joined me and contributed, because she has given all proceeds to 50 Shades of Blue. Beyond all of that, guys, let's continue and move on to what we need to move on to, because there's so much going on. It is ridiculous. I know all y'all saw some of that craziness from yesterday, okay? Some of that craziness from yesterday. But what I really want to talk about right now is some of the health scares that are going on in the United States, the DMV. The biggest one right now is vaping. A lot of people are vaping, and if you don't know what vaping is, that's smoking without really smoking, okay, because you're not dealing with nicotine. It's not apparently putting, the nicotine and those carbons and all of that into the air. But here's the point. If there's a health alert, there have been scares with mouth cancer, tongue cancer, throat cancer, lung cancer, other things that are associated with this. And as good as that smoke may smell, and as good as other things may be going on, this alert was handed out by the city of Milwaukee. Okay, 16 people in Milwaukee were hospitalized with severe lung disease because of vaping. Vaping, uh, these individuals use vaping products or dabbing, which is the vaping of marijuana oils, extracts, or concentrates. They were doing this prior to being hospitalized. They were diagnosed with severe chemical pneumonia, inflammation of the lungs due to aspirating or inhaling those irritants, okay, and other conditions. Uh, Vaping has become like the go-to as opposed to cigarettes because they have all these different scents and flavors, strawberry and peach mango and all of this other stuff. And then you have these devices, or what they call electronic cigarettes, okay? But it's encouraged. Um, they're encouraging residents against using any THC products containing e-liquid. And THC is tetrahydrocannabinol oil, and is the main active compound in cannabis. So you're not getting high, but it's a component, is what I'm saying. Okay, and that component is not helping lungs right now. All right, these 20 or 16 people, I don't know what their health condition is. I know of some people that vape and they prefer vaping to cigarettes. Cut it all out. It's not needed. It really isn't needed. So we need to be cognizant of that, those health concerns. Please be cognizant of that. We've had a number of things that have taken place in the domestic violence realm. We're going to talk about that in the next hour. How many of y'all watch the VMAs? How many of y'all watched the VMAs? How many of y'all saw Missy turn it out? Missy did her thing for 17 minutes. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Missy went through every show. Was it 17 minutes or 7 minutes? I can't remember. Anyway, Missy did her thing, okay? She went through all the classics. She went through some of the new ones, okay? And Missy was on point. Now, Missy received the VMA Award, the Vanguard Award, okay, which was dubbed the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award. But MTV apparently removed his name from it and refused to say Michael Jackson's name. But guess what? Missy made sure to mention Michael Jackson's name, okay? So, Michael Jackson is still getting his props, like it or not. He has done what he has done. He is gone. He's been gone for what, 10 years already? And they still won't let that man, it's like Elvis. They won't let that man rest for nothing, okay? It's like Marilyn Monroe. Won't let nobody rest for nothing because y'all got to dig up dirt. They gone. They're gone. Leave it alone. He's done what he's done in the music world. Leave it alone. I understand that there's speculations and all this other stuff. Leave it alone. His sister's out there doing her thing. The family's doing their thing. They've all been a contributor to music. And you a lie if you don't start tapping your foot or start dancing or start singing when you hear a Jackson 5 or a Michael Jackson song. Y'all lie. Okay, anyway, moving on. Okay. Missy got her honors into the Music Hall of Fame. I sat and they were laughing at me at work, but I had Missy playing at work and Missy was doing her thing. Yes. And then Missy had one of her old dancers show up, and I'm telling you, girlfriend looked like she never left the Missy realm. Okay. And it was just beautiful to see all of that and to see Missy still doing her thing. It was just wonderful. Now on to the next thing. Taylor Swift did her thing with "You Need to Calm Down," and Lizzo. Oh my gosh! I didn't really pay attention to Lizzo before. But now after that song, oh yes, that's a 50 Shades of Blue mantra right there. That is a chant right there because it shows your strength and your confidence. So Lizzo, thank you for your contribution, your body confidence, your ability to step out there and just say, whatever, okay, and do you. I truly appreciate that, and I truly appreciate her song. If you've never listened to it, I put it on the 50 Shades of Blue page, and I want y'all to go listen to it. Just let you know, the stage thing was one thing, But this was a whole nother, and she did her thing. She's got a beautiful voice. She's very body confident. To the haters out there, don't be jealous. Okay? Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right? Because girlfriend done jumped in it with both feet. Okay? All right. So you had a lot of other things that went on at the VMA Awards, but again, Missy turned it out. Lizzo turned it out. Taylor Swift turned it out. It was just an all-out party. So hats off to everyone that won an award, everyone that performed, everyone that just did what they were supposed to do when they got up on that stage. Now, another thing that has been happening is, with the Chrisleys. The Chrisleys have been going through their legal battles, and then their son ended up in the hospital. Their oldest son, Kyle, ended up in the hospital due to a reaction to medication. Well, of course, everybody who don't know nothing sat up there trying to say, oh, this drug addict did what he did. Yes, he has some health problems and some addiction problems, but the doctors even confirmed that it was a reaction to medication that landed him in the hospital. Okay. The Chrisleys are going through being accused of tax fraud and tax evasion. They're not their youngest son, but the middle son. I can't even think of his name right now. His older sister accused him of something and this, that, and the other. It's just family drama. It's family drama, and it's being played out in public, just like the Kardashians, and just like all these other families who make it a point to have cameras in their home and let people see their lives, quote unquote, for what it is. So, you just continue to pray for people like that. That's what you do. You continue to pray for their situation and whatever God sees fit to do in that situation. Because I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't making none of their money. They ain't handing me none of their money. They're dealing with racist comments because they do have their granddaughter, Chloe, who is a beautiful little girl who happens to be interracial, and people are really jumping on the Chrisleys for that, and I think that's wrong. She's a beautiful little girl. She has done nothing to you for you to even jump on a child like that. So leave the children out of it. Leave the babies out, okay? Another thing that's going on, we know football season is getting ready to start. We've had all of these preseason games. Ravens did their thing. The Skins are out there doing it. All the, pre-injuries and so on and so forth. So all these things are taking place. So y'all get ready for football season. Another thing that I do want to mention, if you were not, it's the 5th anniversary of the tan suit. Yes, the tan suit. The tan suit has an anniversary. This is when Obama stepped out in the press room in a tan suit. Something that is not the norm for the president, but this was not a normal president, okay? This was a president who had his own style. So the tan suit, he wore it well. Leave it alone, people, okay? Leave it alone. Why that's even in the news, I don't know. Anyway, the other big thing that happened yesterday that I want to talk about a little bit is this ridiculousness that happened in Virginia, in Pennsylvania County, Virginia. You had an 18-year-old suspect, Matthew Bernard, who was caught on camera, naked, chasing after officers who were trying to arrest him for the suspected murder of his sister, his nephew, another female, and a dog. He killed his own family. We don't know if he was high. We don't know if he was on something. But if you've seen the video, homeboy is running the streets with zero clothes on, trying to attack an officer. And the officer is running away, which is kind of weird. He's got a long gun, which is a rifle. He sprayed him with mace. That didn't stop him. This dude walked up to a church caretaker and tried to choke the church caretaker, tried to take his life. Ended up going down the street to be confronted by another officer who didn't put, I don't know if it was they were afraid to take him down because he was naked or what the case may be, but it was a dog. The K-9 did what the K-9 was supposed to do in order to allow the officers to get this dude in custody, so on and so forth. And then you have the convergence of police vehicles. Okay, we could pick that apart 9 ways to Sunday. The biggest thing being, why was he not taken down quickly? He had no weapons. He was just naked. unless you want to consider that a weapon. Okay. It says the deputy was trying to detain a man. That deputy was not trying to contain anybody. That deputy was running from this person. Do you understand what I'm saying? This deputy was running, spraying the mace behind him, her, I can't tell, okay, talking on his handheld while this dude was running all over the place. And then he runs over and he grabs the caretaker by the throat and decides he wants to choke him. This caretaker's freaking out. Like, what the heck? Why are you after me? What did I do to you? So on and so forth. So it was just one of those weird circumstances that, oh my gosh, it was weird. But he is in custody. His family's now mourning the death of his brother-in-law is mourning the death of his wife and his son. We don't know who the third party is. We don't know if the dog belonged to the neighbor or if it was a family dog. We have no idea. It was just the fact that it happened. And it shouldn't have happened. And then, of course, we had all the things that went on here in Baltimore. Parent officer shooting down near Caroline Street, I believe it was. And, it's just these day-to-day random people threatening to go shoot up a school or a Walmart or something. And it's just like we have to take these precautions. And they even had a news story on a school that was being built with bulletproof and other protections in case of a lockdown. Now, here's my thing. They had made so many things that would block doors and not allow things to be open should somebody come walking down the hall. Why are we spending money on these buildings when we have readily available things that can block a door? You do like you do when you're on a plane. You have somebody that's able to open the door and push out the door and do what they need to do should, the pressure inside the cabin drop, right? Right. Okay, so if you have somebody that knows where this is, that's not the teacher, because if the teacher's up front or they rearrange the room so the teacher's by the door, and should they get the signal for lockdown, that they're able to grab this, put it under the door, pull it out because it's meant to bar the door from opening. You can't push it in, you can't pull it in, you can't do anything. Okay, and there's also one, if you have those doors that have that hinge that has the air pressure, it's supposed to stop that as well. So I would think it would be cheaper to spend on that than it would to build an entire school that technically anybody can still walk into. The other thing that we've got to stop is this random opening of doors. These kids should not be allowed anywhere near these doors. They should not be in the hallways. They should be in their classrooms. And if they're not in their classrooms and they have to go to the principal's office or the office or the nurse or whatever, there should be a set hallway that's avoiding doors so that they don't just go randomly open a door to anybody who's standing outside. That's the problem. We've got too much random standing outside. Now, where I live at, there is a Royal Farms that's next to the elementary school and the middle school. And yes, there are a lot of people who hang out in front of this Royal Farms. They look for these kids in the morning. They look for these kids in the afternoon. And we need to stop that. I've seen the stuff that goes on. We need to stop that. We need to stop the hanging out. If they're not there to buy, they got to go. There's a police officer that's there every day for crosswalk. If that person is not buying, why are they hanging out in front of the store? Now, I realize you can't control everybody, but here's my point. If you got time to hang out in front of a Royal Farms, you got time to go find yourself a job. If your job is selling drugs, okay, go back to your house and do that. That's just my opinion. And I'm entitled to my opinion. Okay? But hanging out as a grown adult in front of a store when there's nothing but little kids out, what does that say about you? What does that say about you? It doesn't say anything good. I can tell you that much. It does not say anything good, because that shows you have nothing to do. That shows that you're out there looking for people to do work for you. Personally, I don't want to work for you. I don't need to work for you. I don't need you being out there with my children either. We've got to get back to the village. We've got to get back to those things. But we're going to cut to, no, we're not going to cut to our commercial break yet. We're going to go there in a minute. But we need to get back to watching our children. If we got to walk our kids down the street, or at least, get our exercise on, okay? Walk your child as far as they go. Watch them walk into the school. At least you'll know that they got into the school. Okay? I talked to my son and told my son, you need to stop with these shortcuts. I'm tired of hearing about these shortcuts. That shortcut is that sidewalk that goes all the way down the street to your school where the police officer is, and then you going across the street to your school. That's your shortcut. Not back behind houses and in the trees and this, that, and cut that out. Okay? We've got to be a little bit more aware of where our kids are and what our kids are doing and where they're going. Where they're going. That's village mentality. And trust me, I got some moms and some dads that are village mentality where I live at. They know people's children and they know who to watch out for, okay? And I will do the same thing. I will do the same thing. So don't ever think that nobody is not watching your children, because somebody is. Somebody knows you. Somebody knows your child, and they want to make sure they get to where they get to safely. I know I do. So I don't care if you're in high school or whatever, okay? We're going to make sure that you get to where you're getting safely. Other than that, guys, we're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come right back. We're going to dive right into more of hot topics and things that are going on. And we're going to talk about Voyager Blue and 50 Shades of Blue and everything like that. So keep it locked right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. Be right back.
WMSKOnlineradio.com. Hey, what's up? This is Cadence, the CEO and founder of Tyson. And you are now tuned in to the Baby Blue Radio Show live on WMSK Online Radio. Let's Talk Radio just got better. Don't make a move without contacting Focus Movers. They offer affordable moving rates, fast and reliable service, fully equipped state-of-the-art trucks, locally owned and operated. A 24-hour call center? You give them a call. Do it today. 443-506-7905. Don't make a move without Focus Movers. 443-506-7905. Free moving quotes, commercial and residential. Full service moves. Local and long distance. Last second and emergency moves can be done too. They are fully licensed and insured. Call them at 443-506-7905 or book online at www.focusmovers.com. Don't make a move without calling Focus Movers.
It's time for you to wake up. This is the best personal trainer ever speaking, Sherman Jackson. Then you'll tune in to the Lady Blue Radio Show at WMSKOnlineradio.com. Wake up, tune into the show, man.
That was a four-letter word that's hard to explain. The song is for those who never had the perfect example. That's what You still don't tell the truth. You telling me to trust you. We're supposed to play the fool. All I do is go to work. Make sure the house is in line. You busy with these hoes on your mind. Why should I even cry? All I do is cry to you. Running my anger, smoke weed and find peace. My patience is where it's at. For the car, I think I hate it with me. Back up your ass. Don't let that dog now get you. With a good love split. It's the part where hug and kiss and try to rest. And please say sorry. I'm fixing make it correct. She know she gon' let her come back. What happens next? The same cycle playing it back. Twist back. It's the power of the snake and sex. Baby, know your work, boy. The boys who ain't facing it say it's hard love. But the world it is. Any medicine. On the love, but it's harder to get it.
Cause it seems that like boys to men, it gets better, sis. Hold your head up, even though you're fed up.
Want someone to give you what you ain't giving, you're in his bed. Self-love is the best love, but you don't understand that because you ain't felt love. Since the age of 5, abuse was affection. And in high school, they highlighted perfection. And everyone after that brought an erection. And your elders always told you to be patient. But nobody told you how yourself. They know your worth. You can't love nobody right if you ain't never yourself. If you don't know how to treat you, don't expect someone else. We all purpose from the past, but deserve happiness. And that's real. Facing the city, hard love, what the wrong it is. And you better assist on the love, but it's harder to get.
Cause these kings act like boys to men, it gets better, sis.
I'm happy with all my flaws and earning my wealth. My imperfections and flaws is hidden so well. I dealt with the pain, I tasted the rain. Along with I accept the negative shade. I overflow with life, the blessings I gained. Truth in the pudding, baby, I shed light on this road. I want to see hope the crown, the brown queen on this road. Let them know about it. Queens who be facing it, finish. One love with the road to the tears. Any medicine, on the love, but it's harder to get it. Cause I like boys and men. Any medicine, on the boys who be facing it, finish. One love with the road to the tears. Any medicine, on the love, but it's harder to get it. One love, what the broken it is. Any medicine, want the love, but it's harder to give. Cause these kings act like boys and men. Any medicine, hold your head up, even though you fed up.
Corrupted information on what's happening in the people. Also successful in the former inmates, such as myself. You know what it is? Celebrities. 4. Entertainment, real estate, and financial literacy. Make sure you visit us on our website at faithbsUSMag.com. Our social media at faithbsUS and Facebook at faithbsUS Magazine. We are the voice of the voiceless.
This is Miss K, and you're listening to the Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Talk radio just got better.
It's your man DJ Five-Star the General, aka Mr. B. More STEM, and you tuned in to Lady Blue Radio Show live on WMSKOnlineRadio.com. Talk radio just got better. Pay attention, man.
Be live. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you wasn't lost it. I done been the pains and the ways that I lost it. All you need is grace, but I still can't lost it. Wristwatch time, moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if you wasn't lost it. I done been the pains and the ways that I lost it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Revolution. Watch time moving constant. Ain't no way to stop it, even if it wasn't lost. I was
Wristwatch time moving console. Little Machi, over in the corner, with some little friends, watching me watch you. What they can see, settling for the love of something else. All night long, I've been waiting patiently until I get some love. Waiting for you, kind of heavy, so the hurt's strong. Ooh, and we can dim the lights and do anything you like. This is what I got in mind. Oh, you know we gotta be shy, we can dim the lights and do just what you like, girl. Sure, I'm trying to make you see where you need to be. Let me hold you in my arms,
on WMSKOnlineradio.com are those of the guests, hosts, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its management, hosts, or advertisers. The shows founded on WMSKOnlineradio.com can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or personal practice. These shows offer entertainment only. Thanks for listening. All right. We are back. We are live. We are right here on the home of Cheryl Underwood Morning Show, WMSKOnlineradio.com, where talk radio just got better. And you're listening to Lady Blue of the Lady Blue Radio Show right here. Listen, I want to make sure that you get urban reality news right in your hands. State versus Us magazine, your official source to the streets from prison, highlighting high-profile cases, corruption in the police department, government, the prison system, wrongful convictions, and success stories of the formerly incarcerated. If you or someone you know have a story to tell, want a feature ad space, or want a feature, email us at stateversususmag@gmail.com. That's stateversusmag@gmail.com. You can also get your print and digital copy at stateversususmag.com. Issue number 5 is in the works, it's in editing, it's getting ready to come out. We've got Jamila T. Davis on one side and the only, the original three-way Ricky Ross on the other. You got 3 other issues that are out that have sold out. 3 other issues that are out that have sold out. Do you hear what I am saying? They have sold out. They continue to sell out. They are now in Barnes and Noble. They are now in bookstores. They are now places where they can't keep them on the shelf. And hats off to Ms. Connoisseur, WMSK Online Radio, and State versus Us magazine for their award from Baltimore County for Publisher of the Year. Yes, 2019 Publisher of the Year. Cannot beat that. Can't, just no denying it. Do you understand what I'm saying? No denying it. Yes, so you got to keep up with WMSK. I'm telling you, don't sleep on WMSK, folks. Don't do it. Also, make sure if you're getting ready to move, contact Focus Movers. Affordable moving rates, fast, reliable service, free moving quotes, commercial and residential, local and long distance, last second and emergency move. It is locally owned and operated and a 24-hour call center. So call today, 443-506-7905. That's 443-506-7905. Or you can book online at focusmovers.com. Excited about that. A mover who's ready for you. Okay? All right. Let's get back into some of the things that I was talking about. I mentioned Voyage in Blue. Excuse me. I also have an award ceremony that's coming up right after that with Vital Magazine. I'm being honored by Vital Magazine this Saturday. My Saturday is going to be busy. That's all I have to say. It's going to be busy. So if you would like a copy of the magazine, please reach out to me so I can give you the link. And you can have that. I want to give a shout out to Royal Manifestations for the hair, Beautiful Blue, which is my business for the makeup, and also to WMSK for the platform. And, I also want to celebrate my husband, my family, my kids, all of you who have supported Lady Blue in her effort to educate the community on domestic violence. So thank you so much. I do appreciate you all. This is the 4th honor that I've received in 2019, and this is only month number 8. All right, so we rock and we rolling. The 5th annual 50 Shades of Blue Domestic Violence Awareness Conference is happening October 19th right here in Baltimore. The flyers have already been created. We've got a dance troupe that's joining us. We've got 6 speakers. We've got entertainment. We've got a DJ. We've got vendors. We've got all that going on. If you are interested in vending space, if you are interested in swag bag, if you are interested in sponsorship, and we have a brand new sponsorship package which has radio marketing as well as magazine placement, and you want to take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. Not only are you supporting a good cause, but you're also helping your business get seen and get out there in a magazine that is national and international and sells out. Who wouldn't want their business in a magazine that does that? That's right. It doesn't sit on the shelf. It goes out. It's in the public. It's in the hands of people, and they see it, and people ask about it every day. So why not put your business in this magazine? So reach out to me at 50 Shades of Blue Baltimore at gmail.com. That's 50 Shades, 50 Shades of Blue Baltimore at gmail.com. And let's get your business in this magazine. All of those who take part in this sponsorship level of radio marketing and magazine placement will be in the upcoming issue. So come on with it. Get in this upcoming issue. Get your business out there. Get it seen in places like New York, LA, Houston, Atlanta, Canada. Okay. This magazine is being taken overseas. So come on. Y'all need to come on and get with it. Get with it. This magazine is also online. People can get a digital print as well as a hard copy. So get with it. Contact me. Let's get you started. So the Domestic Violence Awareness Conference is coming up in October. We've got plenty that's going on. We've got, just people that are just volunteering and wanting to join in. We've got a speaker and a group coming up from South Carolina. We've got a few authors who have written their book about domestic violence who will be present at this event to share their story with you. So please make it a point. This is a ticketed event, and tickets are no more than $10. $10 for adults, and it's $5 for students ages 7 through 17, and then everybody else 6 and below is free. Okay, there's plenty of parking. There's a playground for the kids. There's plenty of space. There will be food on hand. All of these things and swag bags. If you are interested in being a swag bag sponsor, hit me up for that as well. So plenty is going on. I've got tons of questions that are being asked about it, and I really am looking forward to this year's conference. This year I was hoping to take it on the road. Next year it is a definite. We will be taking it on the road. I have not decided where yet, but if I got to take this puppy all the way to Atlanta or to South Carolina, or if I got to take it to Houston, or if I got to take it to California, that's where we're going. We're going to take it where it needs to go so we can get the message out. Other than that, let's keep moving on. I did post a few things on the Lady Blue Positive page, and I do want to give you all those items from the Lady Blue Positive page because we need a little positive in our lives, right? Right. So excuse me, as soon as this computer catches up with me, I will make sure to share that with you because I did share some very positive things that were going on. One of the things that I did share, which a lot of people, I don't know how positive you would call it, but I call it positive because I shared it, okay? A teenager battling leukemia alone in the U.S. because of her border agents will not allow her mother from Mexico to come in and visit. So I was asking everybody to send her a virtual hug, okay? And my family just mentioned that there's places here in the United States where children who are not natural-born citizens here in the United States have been given a letter that in 33 days that their care will discontinue and they got to go back home. Children that are battling cancer or battling, health concerns that they can't be, just outside with anybody. They need medication. They need all of these things. So basically, they're being turned away and in 33 days in a month. So we need to, step up our efforts to, and I can hear all y'all now talk about, well, if they're here illegally, then this, that. Turn off your political compass and turn on your moral compass, because if this was your child over, let's say they were down in Mexico and they had a health scare and they didn't have the funds to travel back home. They had to stay in this hospital. And the hospital gave them a note saying in 33 days, you got to go. We don't care how you get out of here, but you got to go. What are you going to do? Are you so I'm a United States citizen? They don't care. Just like our current administration doesn't care. They don't even care if you are a natural born citizen. They're going to try and put you out anyway. So it really doesn't matter. One of the other things I shared, which you have to watch the video because you have to hear the speech that this young man gives. And it has to do with dreaming big and achieving your goals. This was a man who was involved in a serious accident with a friend of his, and he ended up paralyzed from the neck down, diagnosed quadriplegic. And doctors basically were just giving him every negative scenario that they could give this man. And his father was the one that reminded him that he needed to go back to that place where he was exuberant, where he was full of life, where he was positive about everything. And in doing so, he put himself in a place where he started to notice movement in his hands and so on and so forth. Of course, the doctors were saying, well, that's just your body reacting. There's nothing to get excited about. Again, his father had to remind him, because he stopped taking phone calls from his parents. His father had to remind him who he was and where he had been and where he came from. And this man, as of today, because he changed his mindset and his outlook, because he did that, he is able, 1, to use his hands, 2, to stand, 3, to hold and swing a golf club. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's mindset. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that, because sometimes I forget in my own mindset that I'm capable of so much more, because God has given me power that I haven't even tapped into yet. Okay, so my caption was, how dare I not think that I can achieve my goals in life and business after seeing this video? How dare I think that someone telling me no is the end of the world and that it'll never be, okay? To tell me no, and I'm in a business where I know and I've seen others strive and make and do. How dare I tell myself no? How dare I not believe in the power that God has placed within me? This is a video that should get you riled up. So you need to go over to Lady Blue Positive and watch it. A lot of people that are natural born citizens are being deported to places they've never been before, all because of one person who just don't like people. And they made it a point to mention, like me or not, no, he does not like brown people. He does not like black or brown people. He does not like people who speak a different language. So there, I said it, okay? Deal with it. All of this was going on before he got here, and all of this will go on after he leaves. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet, if you were running out the door for a Popeyes chicken sandwich and you are not registered to vote, rethink your priorities. If you were involved in this ridiculous war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A, rethink your priorities. Okay? Because that CEO of Popeyes happens to be Caucasian. And the face of Popeyes is a black lady on TV who is not the CEO, who is just a spokesperson. Y'all made yourselves look exactly like how the country is trying to depict Black America. Okay? No, I didn't get no chicken sandwich. No, I don't want to go to Popeyes and get a chicken sandwich. No, I'm not interested in going to Chick-fil-A. I've had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. I already know what it tastes like. I don't need to compare. I don't need to run down to KFC. You know how many chicken sandwiches there are in the world? Chick-fil-A, Sonic, Checkers, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, Hardee's, Carl Jr., Subway, Junior's, Jimmy John's. Okay, y'all are killing yourselves for 2 restaurants. And let me tell you, Popeyes made some serious change off of this ridiculousness, off of you all being out there and waiting in line and fighting and arguing. You had a pregnant woman who was kicked in the stomach. You had another employee that was beat by a customer because her chicken sandwich wasn't coming out in the due time that she felt. You're arguing over food? Seriously? Seriously. Of all the things that you could be out there doing, that is not one of them, okay? So please stop. This chicken sandwich is not all that. This chicken sandwich is not the end-all be-all. This chicken sandwich is not your entire well-being. There are other businesses out here for you to support. There are mom and pop owned restaurants who make a chicken sandwich that is better than Popeyes and Chick-fil-A and Sonic and McDonald's and Burger King and everybody else who makes a chicken sandwich. You got mom and pops that are out there, they've been doing it, and people, that's a well-guarded secret, and people are still eating it without hurting themselves or hurting anybody else. Do you hear what I'm saying? Okay? So, rethink your priorities, because it makes no sense that people are out here killing themselves over a chicken sandwich. I'm just saying. Okay? Another thing that I want to mention is James Mattis. If you don't know who James Mattis is, he's a former defense secretary who has written another letter. He had another op-ed where he describes his relationship with number 45. I told you he shall not be named. I'm not mentioning his name. Okay? He broke his silence because right now, number 45 is trying to politicize the military. The military is not to be politicized. To put us, and when I say us, I'm former military. I'm a military brat. I served in the military. My son served in the military. My mother, my father, aunts, uncles have served in the military, and friends. We joined the military not because of political affiliation. We joined the military because we wanted to defend this country. We wanted to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And I want to read to you the military oath because this is what we say. And a part of this is, I think, is what bothers a lot of people. It bothers me because we're supposed to be able to, without political affiliation and thought, we're supposed to obey the orders of the President of the United States and the officers appointed over us when we take that oath. So we do solemnly swear or affirm that we will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That we will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that we will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations of the Uniform Code of the Military Justice. So help me God. And that is Title 10, U.S. Code, Act of 5 May 1960, replacing the wording first adopted in 1789 with an amendment effective 5 October 1962. Now, I'm having a problem with that. I'm just letting you know. And the reason that I'm having a problem with it is because many others are having a problem with it. Now, the oath of enlistment and oaths of office for U.S. Army military. Here we go. The current oath states what I just read. Okay, bearing true faith and allegiance to the same, obey the orders of President of the United States, blah, 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 blah. Okay, when it was first put out, I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation and purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God. That's the one I took, not the other one. Okay, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. They changed it because they wanted to praise the current person that's in office. And I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. I really do. Okay. Now, the first oath, voted on June 14, 1775, as part of the act creating the Continental Army, read, I blank, have this day voluntarily enlisted myself as a soldier in the American Continental Army for 1 year unless sooner discharged, and I do bind myself to conform in all instances to such rules and regulations as are or shall be established for the government of the said army. Then you have the one on 20 September 1776, which says, I swear or affirm, as the case may be be true to the United States of America and to serve them honestly and faithfully against all their enemies, opposers whatsoever, and to observe and obey the orders of the Continental Congress and the orders of the generals and officers set over me. It didn't say anything about the President of the United States. It didn't say anything about that. Congress, the Constitution, all those above me. Okay, yes, you can put the President in that. But when you have someone that you can't even trust to run the office or the place that he sits in, which was built by the citizens, which he was voted into by the citizens, which we as citizens can vote him out of, try to change the rules and the laws of this land to adhere to what he wants to do. In other words, create his own personal utopia. Okay? Now, In 21 October 1776, the Continental Congress passed two versions of this oath of office applied to military and civilian national officers. This read, I do acknowledge the 13th United States of America, namely New Hampshire, Massachusetts Bay, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, to be free, independent, and sovereign states, and declare that the people thereof owe no allegiance or obedience to George III, King of Britain. And I renounce, refuse, and abjure any allegiance or obedience to him. And I do swear that I will, to the utmost of my power, support, maintain, and defend the United States against the said King George III and his heirs or successors and their abettors, assistants, or adherents, and will serve the said United States in the office of, whatever your office is, which I now hold, and in any other office which I may hereafter hold by their appointment or under authority, with fidelity and honor according to the best of my skill and understanding. So help me God. That was going against George III, King of Britain at that time. So you see how many ways that this has just gone through changes from 1789 all the way up. Okay, it has been changed, it has been changed, it has been changed, and then it's been changed to include the President of the United States. I just cannot deal with this current administrator giving military orders or trying to politicize the military. The military is not Republican or Democrat. The military is a group of people who have decided, regardless of their political affiliation, to defend the United States. I often wonder what's going on in the minds of those Marines that are standing at the door, waiting to open the door, who are standing at the base of the helicopter, waiting for number 45 to get on and off. I wonder what's going through their mind, or the Secret Service when they're, having to guard. And I'm keeping my tongue, but having to guard this man who is depth of office. He is depth of political knowledge. He is depth of what this country has worked so hard to build. He is torn down in a matter of 2 years. Boom, out the door. It is affecting our farmers. China don't want nothing to do with the U.S. now. They go to South America for their soybeans. You've got farmers who can't even unload what they've grown, what they've worked so hard for. You have farmers who are having to give up their farms, the legacy that they built for their children, because why? They can't afford it. The aid is doing nothing. You have just ruined the livelihood of the United States of America. The farmland is part of the backbone of this country. Okay. How else do you put it? It's not the stock market. It's not who goes to what country club. And it would be ridiculous for any other country to even consider the G7 here, because it has no business there. To me, and again, this is my personal opinion, we don't need the G7 here. Yes, we still want to be a country that works and builds alliances, but to give that kind of recognition to one person, I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. I've had enough of number 45. I really have. I've had more than enough. It's a matter now of waiting to see what's the next stupid move. It's a matter now of watching these people defend something that they refuse to even acknowledge. They just stand there and they just claim things that don't exist. They claim things that aren't true. They claim things because they want to continue to have this money flowing into their pockets and don't care a dog's tail about any of this, any of us, any of you. Okay? When you have a spokesperson for the White House come on and say that the president has never lied to the American people, and you don't have a problem with that, I got a problem with you. This man to date has told over 25,000 lies. Not 25,000, forgive me. He's told well over 5,000 plus falsehoods. He has people that jump up and say he never lies, insisting he doesn't lie, insisting it's the press that lies. But everybody who's anybody has these lies on tape, has these lies written down, has these things that's fact proof, and not necessarily the media. But wouldn't budge. Continue to say it was the media that lied. Continue to say that it was the media who is putting number 45 in a negative light. And then don't believe that the man has ever lied. But believes that the fake news media has lied. Or they say, do you believe the fake news media has lied? Now, I watched an interview yesterday. Chris Cuomo and Kaylee. And you know what? Chris Cuomo cut that interview off because this woman sat up there and lied on TV saying that nobody else lied. Because, and Cuomo, I quote, if you can't admit that this president has lied to the American people, you will not have credibility with the audience. And you've got a long way to go. And I agree with Chris Cuomo. To get on air and blatantly lie. I've often asked, why do you keep inviting these people back? Even former Senator Rick Santorum has had enough. And that man has sat up there and spoke up and defended and tried to defend what he thinks this man is saying. Guess what? He done finally had enough. And even Cuomo said, although you may have hurt me tonight in inviting you back, because if you can't admit that he lied, these people are never going to believe you or about anything. I think you should take a look in the mirror. That's what she said to Cuomo. He said, I do, and I don't like these lines, but I do like that I don't lie to my audience every damn chance I get. She stood on a lie and wouldn't budge. This is what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen. This is the gaslighting that I've been telling you about. This is when they're coming up to you and they're saying, you didn't hear what you heard. You didn't see what you saw. So this is what I'm going to tell you, and I want you to believe this. You've got more common sense than that. You've got a lot more common sense than that. I hope you have a lot more common sense than that. The distractions have been there. The distractions are real. The distractions have most of us getting rid of family and friends and not able to have a decent conversation with anybody. Why? Because you want to believe what you want to believe. And we can't control what you believe. But when you're faced with the truth, and you refuse to acknowledge the truth, and you want to say somebody came up with a lie. How does somebody come up with a lie when somebody is presenting you with hard facts? When somebody's presenting you with footage? When somebody's presenting you with stuff that this person has said long ago? And you want to blame the media now for what this person said 5, 10, 15 years ago? This person was believing this before they set foot in this office. Many of you are just voted this person into office because he was saying what you wouldn't. And now that he said it, you don't know how to back that up. And how you can get up every morning and look yourself in the mirror and decide that that's okay. What does that say about what you're telling your children for the future? What does that say that you're putting in your legacy for others to believe about you? What does that say when you won't step up? You've got people that are stepping up. You've got people that are finally saying, look, we've had enough. Stop it. And they're being called liars. They're being blasted in the news media. They're being blasted on it. The truth is the truth, baby, and it hurts. It hurts. And it hurts more when you won't acknowledge the truth. But yet and still, we tell our children, the truth is easier than a lie. And if this is not proof positive that of the effort and the energy and the time that is spent to uphold a lie, when if you just tell the truth, you get it over with, we would be in a much better place as a country. We would be in a much better place as human beings. We would be in a much better place as our own entities, because we are able to look at the truth and say, and own our responsibility and own our place and own our part in it. And that's something that I also explained to some of the ladies and the men and those that come to me that are in domestic violence situations. Yes, you were a part of it. You didn't want to be a part of it. You didn't ask to be a part of it, but you were in there. No, you were not responsible for being hit on, being beat on, being degraded, being having your self-esteem eaten away day by day. No, that was not your responsibility. What your responsibility is for yourself. Own it. Get to that point where you can say, you know what? I was in it. I didn't like what I went through, but I was there. This person, they hurt me. They did what they did. Maybe they had an idea what they're doing. Maybe they didn't have an idea what they were doing. Maybe they were hurt before and they were taking it out on me. But that hurt is no longer going to happen to me because I won't allow it. I'm taking responsibility for myself. You no longer have any hold over me. Owning your part. That is something that I've been able to tell myself for years. And it hurts me every time I see something like that. Well, it's their fault. Why should I accept responsibility for something? I'm not asking you to accept their fault. I'm asking you to accept your presence in the situation. Once you can accept your presence, i.e., like this mess that's going on with he who shall not be named, once you can accept your presence, your responsibility, your part in it, you can move on to the next step, which is forgiveness of yourself, which is forgiveness if you get to that point of forgiving the other person. Because remember, forgiveness is never for you. It's to release you from the hold of that other person. It is to free you from the prison, the self-imposed prison that you've been put in. So when you get to that point and you're able to move on, and you're able to recognize your triggers, and you're able to recognize those things that set you off, and you're able to say, this is what I will and I won't put up with. And you're able to say that from now on, I'm going to take care of me. When you get to that point, you're on a better journey than you've ever been on in your entire life. Now, I'll be transparent for a moment and say that I'm going through some things right now that, I'm having a little bit of trouble acknowledging. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm having a little bit of trouble acknowledging. But I love the fact that my husband is patient, that my husband is there, that my husband is willing to help me work through it, that we're able to talk about it, and I'm getting so much better at talking about these situations. And, honey, if you're listening, I want to continue to have these conversations. I do. It's just sometimes they're very hard. They are. I don't like to argue. Who likes to argue? I know I don't. It's just that they're very hard. You don't want to be in a place where people are upset with each other. You don't. But then you have to accept the reality that that happens. Does that mean that the love is gone? No. Because if the love was gone, somebody would have said something or did something by now, right? Right. Okay. So don't push that good thing away because you can't handle what it is you can't handle. That's all I'm saying. Okay. a lot of the different things that have gone on have affected all of us across the board, not just women, not just children, but men, women, children, elderly, LGBTQ, um, just every entity that you can possibly think of. Our veterans are suffering. Um, a lot of things have been going on that it's just very hard to fathom. So, with that being said, what are we going to do come November 2020? What are we as citizens going to do to make sure that we effect change? Everybody's saying vote, vote, vote. Well, guess what? We need to vote. The vote is our voice. And to those of you out there who are saying, I'm not going to vote, it doesn't matter, this is the time you need to rethink, because it does matter. Because whether you like it or not, you as well as everybody else is being affected by this stupidity that is going on right now. It's just way too much. I'm going to back off with some of the hot topics because it's depressing. Okay. It is depressing. Some of the things that have just gone on is just ridiculous. I just really, I have like zero to say, really, because I want everybody to think. I want you to be aware. I want you to be in that position where you're like you do when you're getting ready to make a life-changing decision. This is a life-changing decision. Voting is a life-changing decision. Have you done your research? Don't get tired. Have you done your research? Have you done the things that will make a difference? Have you done those things that say, I'm up on what I need to do so that I can, be part of that change that's going on in the country. Think about it. Jobs, taxes, healthcare, transportation, being able to live, and being able to afford where you live, being able to go to the grocery store and not have to hem and haw over what you can and can't afford. These are the things that are up for grabs right now, and it's ridiculous that we are even going through this. That people are just thinking that they can just cherry pick certain things to make their point. Ted Cruz tried that with the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, backfired. Sean Hannity tried that in promoting you-know-whose son's book, and that backfired. Listen, people, history is history, like it or not. Moving forward, what are we going to do? That's the burning question. Moving forward, what are we going to do? What can we do? What should we do? What will we do? All right, so I'm going to get off of that. I want to mention to you all that Beautiful Blue is still out there. Beautiful Blue, which is affecting change in women, is helping them to discover their blue, and we're helping men too, because domestic violence is real. Okay, many times those involved in domestic violence just forget to take care of themselves, and that's where Beautiful Blue comes in. End of the month specials are happening right now, where you can earn up to 20% off orders of $55 or more. And I have other specials that are going on. So come on, discover your beautiful blue and discover the beautiful that is in you. I'm not going to spend too much more time online. I do want you all to think, if you're watching this replay, please go over to YouTube. Please replay this on demand on the app. Please make it a point to forward your opinion. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your thoughts are. Please let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. If you're joining us this Saturday for the Voyage in Blue, I look forward to seeing you. Remember, attire is all blue. Remember to have your blue on. I don't care if it's your nails, your eyeshadow, your hair, your earrings, your jewelry, your shoes. Have some blue on somewhere because it's all blue. No jeans, no t-shirts, no baseball caps, no Timbs. Timbs or boots. Okay, this is casual. This is us stepping out and just stepping out into Baltimore and letting them know what is going on in the realm of domestic violence awareness. And who knows, we might get some folks on this ship who might just join us and decide that they want to be a part of what's going on. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure if you wish to be a part of this cruise, hit me up today. You can call me at 443-579-5401, or you can hit me up at 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com. I need to know today because come tomorrow I have to have that accurate head count so that when I go pick up tickets, those are the tickets I have, and make sure that you are on time. Parking is across the street at the Royal Sonesta because the Spirit of Baltimore has a contract with them for parking. Please take advantage of it and please be on time. The Spirit of Baltimore does not play. 12 o'clock, they're pulling away from the harbor. They're pulling away from it. If you're not on that boat by 11:55, you're going to be short. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please be on time. Please be on time. We do not want to play with this. We want everybody to take part and have fun. 11 o'clock begins boarding, so I need everybody to be there between 11 and 11:30. Please do not be on you-know-what people time. Okay? 11 is what it is. 11 is what it is. I will be down there at 10:45 so I can make sure I pick up tickets on time and that everyone is handed their tickets so that they can get on board. If you wish to take pictures, you can take pictures. The drink of choice is the blue lemonade, which you get to keep the tiki glass. It is a souvenir glass, so you have something as a souvenir from this cruise. Other than that, guys, I'm about to be out of here. I got things I got to go do. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for having spending time with me, listening to me go on and on. But also, I hope that I've reached one and I've touched one. That's basically what my goal is. Make sure you get out there and live out loud. This weather is gorgeous. Take advantage of it. Enjoy the cool breeze and enjoy those other things. And make sure whatever blessing you receive, you get what you can and you share with somebody else because you never know. You may be the only Bible, good thing, smile, or pat on the back that they get for the day. And as I always say here, weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it does come in the morning. I'll be back in here tomorrow with my husband for Covenant Connection. There are plenty of other shows. Tune in here later tonight for Hip Hop Humanism at 9 p.m. Get your hip hop news and those things that are affecting in the hip hop world. Other than that, guys, let's get it and let's do it and let's do it right. I thank you all for being a part of the Lady Blue Radio Show. I'll talk to y'all later. Be blessed. Peace.